welcome to another episode. That's my sports. I'm the host of the most, Aaron Cass, here with Hollywood Ray, and I know he's feeling a lot better today after that Celtics win, which they almost lost to the Wizards last night. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today, Super Bowl, well, obviously a Super Bowl preview on a Saturday. But before you get started, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow My Sports on YouTube. Greatly appreciated. So, Hollywood Ray, how are we doing today?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, good. We were gonna give you a little NBA taste last night, but I was like, got back way too late. So we may touch on that today, but today definitely we're gonna get into the Super Bowl. But yeah, no, I'm excited for the game. But yeah, feeling good. I can't wait to watch it.
Nice. Yeah, so obviously it's the Chiefs against the Niners, part two. Kyle Shanahan's legacy is kind of on the line here in general. Whether, we obviously know he's the offensive coordinator for the Falcons. Then he was the head coach for the Niners when they lost the Chiefs the first time. So is this finally Kyle Shanahan's time to get that ring? Or is Pat Mahomes going to be like, nah, brah, I'm chasing Brady. I'm taking this one.
It's probably gonna be Kansas City. I mean, I know a lot of people are rooting for it to be San Francisco and for them to get their first championship in 30 years. And once again, they seem primed to do it, but I just feel like as someone who was a witness to a dynasty two different times, I don't see how they don't give it to Kansas City at this moment. And I won't say give it, but like I just don't see how Kansas City misses this opportunity at this moment.
Or are they going to be the first team since the 03-04 Patriots to win back-to-back Super Bowls?
Yep, because it would add to the Mahomes narrative. So yeah, I think it's going to finally happen. Yep.
Interesting.
So, yep.
Interesting. So let's see here. Obviously, we got the Super Bowl coming in. I've heard a lot of things and reports that Joe Thuney will not be in today. Well, tomorrow, I guess. This is on Saturday. So does that take a big blow to Pat Mahomes? Are we going to see what happened when he faced Tom Brady in the Buccaneers, where he was kind of just running around for his life? He only has one offensive lineman out, but that's still a key factor, especially of how this offensive line has kind of been a little bit shaky this year. So do you think the Niners defense and Nick Bosa, I was going to say Chase Young, but I think they're actually going to bench him because he hasn't been performing that well. So do you think that this defense can rattle Mahomes a little bit to make it close?
So I think that'd be a mistake to what you just said.
That's just a report I heard last week. So unless it changed,
no, because I'm just like that's insane. I mean, granted, as someone who the Super Bowl wasn't lost because Malcolm Butler was benched, but he damn sure would have helped. And to me, just because something happens or it didn't happen, this is not the time to be cute with your personnel decisions. And I learned that firsthand. So I would never be for benching a player unless it's something that was like so egregious, like they got caught like with a DUI or they did something wild. Like that's something you bench on. But if it's performance wise, whatever, like it's one night that could change your life. You put them out there. But yeah, no one knows more than me and Shay, obviously being Pats fans, how good Joe Thuney, is as an offensive guard. So that help. I mean that hurts them obviously. But I mean we'll see how it unfolds. But I know they had like two or three linemen I think that were out that game against Tampa Bay a few years ago. So
it was pretty much like their entire line. It was like maybe
yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like missing Thuney is a big loss because of how good he is and being an all-pro, being a Pro Bowler. But they should be able to figure it out. But I would slide all pressure towards that side if I'm from San Francisco tomorrow.
Got one person in the chat here, fellow Dean alum, which is my background today. Got Arthur Lyon. What's up, y'all?
What's up, brother?
He says 49ers need to get off to a fast start. Yeah,
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
But he is going with the 49ers. He is going with Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy. So yeah, that's actually interesting. Now, I was actually going to talk about next is what can the Chiefs defense and Steve Spags do against Christian McCaffrey? Steve Spags is a good defensive coordinator. He's seen a lot in the league, but Christian McCaffrey is a different beast. Let's just be real. What does they need to do? Because the defense I feel like is okay. I just don't think it's a top-notch Chiefs defense.
I mean, he just shut down the MVP, and we'll get into the awards and later on in the show. He just shut down the MVP. He's also shut down the greatest quarterback to ever play this game. Um, he knows what to do. And unfortunately, I'm admitting to that, but he knows what to do. Um, I mean, I don't know if you put A in the box, but I feel like you put someone that's just gonna be with him all game. Um, and maybe that opens it up for Kittle, or it might open up for Ayuk, or it might open up for Debo. But um, I'm not letting McCaffrey get 100 on the ground and then 50 through receiving. So if that's the case, then my proclamation I made a few moments ago may be different. So you got to take something away. Maybe they choose to focus on Debo instead. Who knows? Because it is kind of like a pick your poison because they do have so much talent on the offensive end. But I just think that you can't let him get 100 through the ground and then 50 receiving yards, because if that's the case, you may be in trouble. But I would take away from him being a receiving threat. I feel like that's where you kind of have to take away something from him, and I think that might be the focal point.
Yeah, I mean, my X factor, which we can kind of get into right now, is Christian McCaffrey in general. I feel like George Kittle, he's been non-existent kind of for this team. Like he had a few games where he kind of balled out in the regular season, but he's kind of just been a little bit non-existent. I feel like it's just more or less the Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey show.
Right.
I think he's gonna be my X factor for the Niners, and then for my X factor for the Chiefs is actually gonna be Rashee Rice, because he is coming off some ankles. We know what Isaiah Pacheco can do. He runs hard as if it's his last day on earth. That's how hard he runs. Like, you can literally see the grass come up as he's running. So I would consider him my X factor. But yeah, no, Rashee Rice, is because this receiving core, I feel like, is the worst that Pat Mahomes has ever had on this Kansas City Chiefs team. And I think he'll be the biggest X factor, even though Travis Kelce's on the team. I think they're going to be doubling him all night.
So what happened to Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Like, what happened to him? Because I feel like
he didn't grow enough.
Yeah, because I felt like he was like in that Maurice Jones-Drew type mode. That's a throwback name for those that only know this era. But I thought he was in that mode. So I was shocked when I remember his rookie year. I was like, okay, like he's really good. And then they won a Super Bowl or whatever. Like, so I was like, okay, all right. And then he just fell off into the sunset, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, you said Rashee Rice for Kansas City. For me, it's Pacheco. I feel like he's the guy that kind of makes things a little bit different for him because he can run hard and also catch out of the backfield. So yeah, I think that I've always liked this game. And shout out to Chris. We know Chris on the Sports Nation page. Like, he had been singing Pacheco's praises from the jump. So he saw something that most didn't see, and now what's unfolding. So, but yeah, I think that Pacheco is the guy. Yeah, Rashee Rice has been awesome, and who knows, maybe it becomes his coming out party tomorrow evening. But I do think that it's Pacheco that becomes the guy that etches his name in history tomorrow night.
A little Terrell Owens, perhaps a little coming out party like that.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, listen, sure, if you let Pacheco get 9 for 122, and then he gets some on the ground, just like we talked about with McCaffrey, it might be a wrap too. So, but like I said, it's gonna be chess out there, game of chess. So who's gonna move their pawns first?
Yeah, I feel like one mistake and they kind of will just like the whole trajectory of the game will just take a turn for the worst. We got CP, Mets and Knicks. CP's Mets and Knicks stuff, fellas, going on. Chris,
yeah, what's up, man?
He's got a lot of stuff going on with New York stuff. Also, too, if anyone's out there that likes hockey, I did Blue Shirts banner the other night. Sunday's Jerry, check that out on Chris's page. But want to talk about, before we kind of get into the NFL Honors Awards, because there's only so much you can talk about with the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy, if he wins this, is this considered as Tom Brady moment? And then if Mahomes loses this, is this kind of steer him away from the GOAT conversation of trying to either tie or get close to Tom Brady?
So for Purdy, I guess you could say that because of the comparisons already being made, even last year, as a rookie to him being, Tom Brady 2.0. To me, I just think it's wild that we consistently make these comparisons to a guy that a lot of you that's listening, you didn't consider Tom Brady the GOAT.
I still don't.
Until he beat Montana. Until he got past Montana in after the Seattle Super Bowl. So how does the man that he got to 4, he got to 5, then y'all finally conceded at that moment, the guy that doesn't have one or a guy that has 2 at the moment, you say that he's already surpassed? Like I don't understand that. So, and it's like, look, if you have Peyton Manning as your GOAT, if you have Dan Marino as the GOAT, Joe Montana, like once again, can't go wrong with any of those choices if I'm being honest. But once again, 7 Super Bowls is 7 Super Bowls, and it's just like it seems damn near unattainable. It seems even wild to say out loud that someone has won that much, especially in the modern era. But I say, yeah, I guess, yeah, Purdy, I guess because the kid, who was the last pick in the draft, someone that people didn't think was going to do much, finds a way to win. That would be dope to see. But think about it. Even if Mahomes wins tomorrow, yes, he'll go back to back. There's still 4. He'd still be 4 away. Like that's a whole other career that Brady. Like that's wild. Like what I'm saying. Like three is phenomenal. Like but like to me, Mahomes has cemented himself as number 2, regardless of what happens after tomorrow. In my opinion, I think he's already better than Peyton Manning. He's better than Marino, better than Elway. Like he's better than all of them guys. So, to me, it is only Brady and Mahomes. Just like I feel like it's just LeBron and Jordan. It's nobody else. They stand alone.
Interesting. Yeah. I think with Brock Purdy, we kind of have to pump the brakes a little bit, just because, he's won one, but then we've seen it before with Joe Flacco when he won his first one. Oh, he's already top 5. He's the best top 5 quarterback right now in the league, and it's like, well, all right, well, let's pump the brakes there. It was literally one Super Bowl, so trying to throw some shade and disrespect at Eli Manning at that point in time. But yeah, with Brock Purdy, it's kind of funny that like Kyle Shanahan is literally clinging to this guy as if like if he doesn't win, it kind of hurts Kyle Shanahan. And in all honesty, too, Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy is the Niners. If they don't win the Super Bowl, can we call them a mediocre franchise? Are they literally the Dallas Cowboys of the West? Because they haven't won since 1994. Yeah, you've gone to Super Bowls. You've lost them, though. I guess Steve Young's monkey is still on the 49ers organization's backs. Because that's kind of no one really talks about, just because of how dominant the Niners are, but they do the exact same thing as the Dallas Cowboys, and they don't win. And
they, for those that don't remember, me and Aaron and now all 3 of us on the show here are 30 plus now. We remember Tim Rattay,
Ken Dorsey,
Ken Dorsey,
Gino Carmazzi.
Oh, yep. That went before Brady. Who else are we missing?
Trent Dilfer was there at one point.
Was there a little bit, yeah.
Jeff Garcia actually beat us in the playoff game.
Oh yeah, oh my God.
That Niners Giants playoff game. Yep. Yeah. Alex Smith, Kaepernick,
right?
Blaine Gabberts.
Yeah. So they've gone through. It wasn't always sweet, and Candles. Well, it's not Candlestick anymore, but it wasn't always sweet over there. So yeah, maybe you could say that. Shanahan's obviously a guy that can get you to the dance because he's been there twice now. I'd argue that Atlanta team was a little more talented than this team here, but because my God, that Julio was better than anybody that's on this offense.
Oh, no doubt. And
Like,
the
I
only
mean,
person is Christian McCaffrey is better than Devontae Freeman. But yeah,
right,
absolutely.
correct, yeah,
That
correct, yeah,
offense
correct,
was definitely better.
right. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and once again, that team was up 25. They was up 25. Yeah, they lost it, but they was up 25.
They
Like
all
it
had to
was,
do is run right there, run, and they would have had it.
yeah. Or even the play that Julio caught almost out of bounds. If you run it right after that, it's essentially game over. And thank you to Dante Hightower, who's now back in Gillette, back in Foxborough as a linebackers coach. I was waiting for that because I'm like, Mayo, what are we doing? You're hiring everybody else, but the guy that played next to you, that was a hell of a linebacker. What are we doing? So I'm glad that he's back. McCourty should be back too. Like everybody from the early 2010s, like quick aside, everybody from the 2010s, early 2010s, Patriots defense should be considered as some type of coach on that defense. So McCourty, Hightower's back now.
Bill O'Brien is back in
Yeah,
Boston for Boston College.
Well, I tweeted about that. So, he has a kid. I think that has some type of like medical.
That's understandable.
I don't know. Yeah, so I think that was more of like, okay, we need to be up here still because it's close to the medical care, which that's fine. I just didn't want him in New England anymore after what happened. I thought it would be a good fit, but unfortunately, it didn't work out. Some of it's on him, some of it's on the personnel, but nevertheless, congrats to him. He was good at Penn State, so I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe that's a feeder system into New England if he ends up recruiting some good guys there. So
they do have a pretty speedy quarterback over there, which I think would help him out a lot. Compared to Christian Hackenberg.
No,
I'm saying he's better than Christian Hackenberg.
Sorry, yeah, got you. Yeah, Phil Jurkovich, somebody that
I saw him firsthand against Miami. He's pretty quick.
Yeah, yeah. So, so we'll see how that unfolds. But yeah. So, but I mean, like I said, Shanahan. To get back to what you originally said, it definitely adds. It would take away from what he's doing because everyone's like, oh, you got to pull from that tree and pull from the McVay tree. But I'm like I said to you, what are the? I mean, McVay's won. He's been in 2 Super Bowls, been at one. Outside of him, I said, who has been the guy? And he was like, oh, well, you get head coaching jobs. But I'm like, is that the only thing that we're looking for? Like, because you get a head coaching job, like you got to perform well still. You got to get. You can't just get there and say, well, we got there, so bravo. Like I said on the show before, Brandy said it best. Almost doesn't count.
Yeah, I mean, I said that just because we've seen the Andy Reid coaching trees and the Bill Belichick's and most. If they get the job, so it's just like, well, if you're part of that coaching tree, you should be able to get a coach job.
John Gruden won. Mike Holmgren won. My cousin,
Doug Peterson,
I think.
if you want to
say it again.
If you want to say Doug Peterson, you can say
yeah. Okay, right, exactly. So those 3 guys right there. So I mean, yeah. I was about to put my cousin. For those who know, my cousin is Ray Rhodes, who used to coach the Giants. But he played for the Giants. Oh my God, he coached for the Eagles and coached for the Packers, but he wasn't. He ended up replacing Holmgren. He wasn't. He wasn't under that tree. He was under. He's from Bill Walsh's tree. But yeah, So I'm just like, I don't know, but we'll see. But like Arthur said, man, if they don't come out swinging tomorrow, it might be curtains early.
Well, speaking of that, he's put Mahomes is 3 in my quarterback of all time already, behind Brady and Joe. Interesting. And can we also address how the game has changed today compared to 20 years ago, where defenses play different compared to today's game by far? Oh yeah, it's like again, one simple mistake, which we've seen last year's Super Bowl with Bradbury, and they're calling the PI on that, and we've also seen it where they wouldn't call it when it was the Eagles Patriots Super Bowl, where it was Corey Clement pushed off a little bit to get that touchdown, but they didn't call it. So yeah, I mean, defenses, you can't play hard. You can't even breathe on the quarterback thanks to Tom Brady and all the other quarterbacks.
No, but it's not just Brady though. It's not. Just
I know,
Brady.
but he was the pioneer.
Peyton Manning. Are you Peyton Manning? And those Colts kids got away with murder too. And once again, they cried to the NFL because Ty Law and the company was beating up on Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. I can't get my receivers open. No, it was lockdown, penitentiary. That's what it was. Okay, like let it go.
Yeah.
Once again, 7-2, and I'm not talking about height. Scoreboard.
Also, too, Arthur put plus the passing game, 17 games regular season, make it easy for quarterback to pass for 45 to 5,000 plus yards. Mahomes, the greatest talent I've seen. What people saying he's the GOAT is nonsense. I mean, listen, the Chicago Bears never had a 4,000 passing yard receiver quarterback, and it's an easier league now. So, but
I mean, but they've never had. I mean, well, speaking of Chicago, like they've never had a game changing quarterback ever.
Are you going to say Jay Cutler is not a game-changing quarterback?
His arm was really good, but I'm like he I mean we seen it. We saw the tape. The man's arm was phenomenal. He just couldn't. Once again, when you concede to Caleb Haney, and you're riding the bike in the second half of an NFC Championship game
against your division rival.
Yeah, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. So it's unfortunate.
All right. Well, we'll get off the preview just real quick. So obviously we both have Chiefs, but depends on the situation. Hollywood Ray will probably switch it to the Niner gang, but I don't think he wants to see Ryan Jones in on this. So I think he wants to see Ryan Jones suffer with another loss. So we'll go with the NFL honors real quick. So obviously the MVP that we all saw was Lamar Jackson. A lot of people are saying that he shouldn't have been the MVP. As you can see right here on the screen, Lamar Jackson for the Ravens. Are you okay with that decision? A lot of people are saying it's because he's a two-time MVP winner. He doesn't have a Super Bowl, that he shouldn't have gotten it. And also that because he had a bad season, then his first MVP season, he shouldn't have had it as well.
He had 35 touchdowns the first time he won it. 35 touchdowns. Now I know he had less touchdowns this time, but I'm like, he clearly, I think it was the San Francisco game this year. I think that changed the narrative on what people thought for them this season. But clearly the voters thought that he did enough. I got a homeboy Rick that was like, this is the worst MVP season ever. Or at least not ever, but in recent memory. And I'm just like, okay. You can say that, but two times. Once again, it's a regular season award. And it goes back to what we talked about in basketball too. People were complaining about Embiid. In the regular season, Embiid is different. Now he made choke come playoff time, and we've seen that. Yeah, he deserved the MVP. Could they have given it to McCaffrey? Sure. They could have given it to McCaffrey. They could have given it to Tyreek Hill had he stayed healthy, but that didn't happen. He plays the most important position. He had the best record. He contributed most of the success. Once again, who's their backup quarterback?
Tyler Huntley.
So are they going 13-4 with Tyler Huntley?
No.
Okay, then. So enough said. We got to stop thinking just because it wasn't 45 touchdowns to 3 interceptions that it wasn't a great season. What he does with his arm, what he does with his legs, he is the complete package. Once again, 2 MVPs at 27. He is now a future Hall of Famer, so we can erase any doubt there. He is a future Hall of Famer. No one has won those awards and not be Hall of Famer.
Well, it's funny you say that because in this ESPN article, he became the 5th player to win multiple MVP awards in his first 6 seasons since Jim Brown, Kurt Warner, Brett Favre, and Patrick Mahomes.
And so three out the 4 of those are champions. Or did Jim Brown win? It just wasn't a Super Bowl yet. They might have won the NFL championship, maybe.
Maybe. I don't
I'm not
quote
sure.
us on that, but I think
Yeah.
I think that's a
So
maybe.
yeah, well, Super Bowl wise, Jim Brown didn't win one. I know that for sure. He didn't win a Super Bowl because he retired before Super Bowl became a thing. So he might have won an NFL championship. I don't know, but
yeah, and also to a Mike Mad Dog trying to say what we were just talking about, it's a regular season award. He was trying to compare because of what happened in the AFC Championship game. Like, it has nothing to do with the regular season. Yeah, that's a playoff thing. It has nothing to do with the regular season, and it's just frustrating how these guys have jobs still, and there's people like us who actually know what we're talking about on jobs.
So do you think so? Because of that, right? Because I think human nature is the same thing with the Heisman, right? We'll see what happened, and it's like look what happened with Michael Penix. Penix looked great, and it's like, oh, well, because he didn't do so great in the championship. It's like, nah, he's okay, and it's like, well, just last week, the week before, y'all was saying the man threw 400 yards and was primed and ready to be a top 5 pick. So, do you think that stuff should be voted for after the season, like
the Heisman or the MVP?
Well, both.
I think the Heisman's fine where it's at because it's mostly bowl season and you've pretty much completed the whole regular season. Again, you can't compare a playoff to like the Heisman just because what if the Heisman hopefuls they aren't in the big bowl games, so to speak? Because you know what I mean, where they not in the top. Well, now it's gonna be the top 12, but the top 4. So that one's fine. Again, it says regular season MVP. What's the difference between that one and Super Bowl MVP or Conference Championship MVP? They're in 2 of them are in the playoffs, 1 of them is in the regular season. I mean, I don't understand. Is it because it's Lamar Jackson? Did they want Christian McCaffrey to get it? I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean McCaffrey,
what their thing is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like he actually did better with Todd Monken than he has done with a Greg Roman or the type of offensive coordinator that just really relies on tight ends more than receivers. I thought he did fine. The playoffs is just the playoffs. We could say he's a bad playoff quarterback. That's fine. He's 2-4 in the playoffs, but that's just me. But Arthur puts but the pressure on him is insane now. Yep. Baltimore lost their defensive coordinator, DB coordinator, and I believe another coordinator off defense. Won't be surprised they take a slide back. Yeah, absolutely. And might I say, before we jump on to the next honors, Wink Martindale, eat that humble pie, buddy. You had that bad breakup with Brian Daboll. You thought you were better. You had this ego. You wanted to be a cool guy and send your resignation through Florida. Now look at you. You're going to Michigan. So eat that humble pie there, Wink Martindale. Eat that humble pie. So moving on. Here, Offensive Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey. Do we really need to talk about it? I mean, it was either between him or Tyreek Hill.
Right.
In all honesty. But Christian McCaffrey was good with the feet and he was good with his hands.
Right. And that's where, he's, thinking about the Deshaun Alexanders, the Daniel Thomasons,
Derrick Henry's.
Derrick Henry's. Henry's not that good of a pass catcher, but he's in that mode. But dude is just he's been awesome from day one, and when healthy, he's been a stud. So rightfully deserved, and for him, hopefully for him, I know he hopes that this is not the only piece of hardware that he's getting this this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And just right here from ESPN, delivered one of the most productive seasons in franchise and league history, where he led the NFL in scrimmage yards per game, 126.4, 21 scrimmage touchdowns, 1459 rushing yards, and 114 first downs, and 10 plus yards of 44 while playing in only 16 games. Interesting. And to quote on that one too, before we move on to this one, no, Arthur, Dak should not deserve consideration. I'm just saying that as a Giants fan, absolutely not. Even though he says Dak balled out, not gonna lie, even though it came against bad teams. Nah, I still would take Lamar over Dak Prescott any day of the week. Dakota.
For MVP or Offensive Player of the Year?
I'm assuming MVP. I'm gonna assume.
Oh no! Arthur, come on.
Here on the show,
with
Rose Gold 30, we saying it. Fuck Dakota. All right, we ain't. About that.
No way. Well, Arthur's an Eagles fan though, but no way.
Oh, okay. No, he said offensive. Okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean,
all right. That makes sense. Okay.
yeah. So I
I was
mean,
gonna say
some
MVP.
votes,
That's a little too much.
some votes. He should have been considered for some votes for sure, but like I said, he didn't make more impact than McCaffrey. So, but yeah, there was a point in the season where he had made some really good strides. So I'll give him credit there for that one.
Yeah, this one's a little controversial. I keep seeing a lot of things, and even JJ Watt has talked about this. Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year. A lot of people are complaining that it wasn't Micah Parsons and most notably TJ Watt.
Mm-hmm.
Now, JJ Watt put up on Twitter, I believe he was saying that Myles Garrett deserves it. Pretty much he's a dog, and he just wants to look at the film and see what TJ did, I guess, wrong to not get this award over Myles Garrett. In a way, I could be paraphrasing just a smidge, but pretty much like that. So do you think Myles Garrett should have got it, or should have been on Micah Parsons or TJ Watt or anyone else that you think should have had it?
So this seems like the Joel Embiid MVP, right? Because remember, Embiid had been, knocking after, just knocking, trying to get there, and it's like, give it to somebody else. TJ Watt got it, or someone else got it. Cleveland's defense was really good this year. Like, it was elite. Yeah, now we know what happened. Once again, playoff time. Once again, but regular season. During the regular season, Cleveland was a force to be reckoned with on the defensive end, which is why I thought he got it. Could TJ have got it? Sure. I thought that it was weak that he didn't show up because he figured he wasn't winning it. Maybe he did a whole Denzel Washington line, so I'm leaving with something. From round away, I'm leaving with something. And he did. I think he ended up getting some type of awards or something else he got. He didn't won, but yeah, Myles got deserved it. Once again, in the regular season, him in Cleveland, like I said, that defense was elite, and you have to. He is someone you got to game plan for every time, and you also have to double team him. So
it's funny you said that because he was facing the third highest double team rate at 28.8%.
Yep, there you go. Yep. So
yep, absolutely. And love this comment by Arthur. Micah Parsons is a good defensive player, but kind of overrated with what the media says about him. Absolutely. I 100% agree on that.
Well, I mean, same thing with your boy Hassan Reddick, but no different. What I think happens is when you play for the star, as we know, because their fan base is so big, and you can get content off them, whether it's good or bad. He's always going to be talked about. He's a hell of a player. I take him on my team. Despite y'all being NFC East fans, y'all would take him on your team too. But yeah, he's not the guy. But he's a hell of a player for sure. And I don't think he's overrated, but he is going to get more coverage because of who he plays for sure.
I think it'll be different though with Dan Quinn gone and heading to Washington. I think he may go down a little bit in tackles and sacks, so we'll kind of see that. Yeah, and obviously I would definitely take him over the Giants. We had an opportunity, and we wanted to trade down and get Kadarius Toney, so it is what it is. Mm-hmm. And Arthur, but yep, you're right, Ray, hell of a player, and because he plays for the D, that's right. And and remember too, folks, it is Black History Month. Oh, well, it's actually Black History Year. It's every year, 365, 24/7. Just remember where Jerry Jones was on that side of the line.
Oh my God.
No surprise here. Offensive Rookie of the Year award was CJ Stroud. Got a little nervous when Puka Nacua broke the single season receiving record. If anyone in the comments can know who he beat, throw it in the comments because we've said it before on this show. So let's see how good your football knowledge is. But should have Puka Nacua had offensive rookie there just because he broke the Jalen Waddle receptions and the receiving yard, or CJ Stroud from the get-go, boom, day one, he was going to be offensive rookie of the year?
This year made me want an AFC rookie of the year and an NFC rookie of the year. Because him and Puka both deserved it. It could have been
absolutely.
It could have been a offensive rookie of the year. So maybe next year or going forward they could say, hey, let's do AFC offensive rookie of the year, NFC offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, Absolutely. Don't really need to go much into that one. I mean, kudos to CJ Stroud. He's kind of putting the narrative as for
Ohio State
quarterbacks, as we all know, they are just trash in the NFL. So this one is interesting. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Will Anderson Jr. I kind of thought Jalen Carter out of the Eagles was going to take this one, or even the defensive tackle for the 49ers. I got to look up his name. I don't remember per se, but I felt like those two were a little bit better than Will Anderson. But that's just me, unless you're okay with this one.
Yeah, I think the hype around them being 10-7, them coming out of nowhere, Stroud and him becoming, impact players right away. I think that's what led to both of them getting this award. They literally came out of nowhere and took the league by storm. So I think that's where they're giving that credit where it's rightfully deserved.
Yeah. He would have to be Defensive Rookie of the Year, right? Because the Texans don't have a first-round pick this year. So they really took a chance on this guy trading up and getting him. So, I don't have any problems with it. I just kind of thought maybe would have went Jalen Carter's way, or I'm still trying to figure out I know he was like a D tackle or something for the Niners. It'll come to me when it comes to me, of course, near the end of the show. But yeah, I feel like either one of those three should have gotten it. But again, no disrespect to Will Anderson Jr. He would probably beat the crap out of me anyway. So I can't really complain. This one, definitely don't really agree with. I know you will, because you said it on this show.
Right.
Kevin Stefanski, Coach of the Year. I still think it should have been going right back down to Houston, DeMeco Ryans. But that's just me. I'm assuming you have anything wrong with this.
So, it probably at this moment probably was Houston Texans fatigue. Because like, how many Texans are you going to have win an award? Because regardless of what people say, that happens. So people say, "Oh, that doesn't happen." No, it doesn't.
It definitely happens.
Yes. I know, of course, yeah. Like you said, I don't disagree with this. Like when you have 4 different quarterbacks start for you, and you make the playoffs. I mean, once again, we know the outcome obviously wasn't what they wanted, but man, it's like it's wild. So,
I don't know. I still think
I think that he deserved it. So
I still think of what DeMeco Ryans has done in Houston. The fact that he was the third coach in at least 3 years to not get fired, in Houston, and pretty much took what CJ Stroud. He had the Michi, who was coming off the little cancer. Not little, but obviously cancer's a big thing. But
yeah,
Nico Collins looking like Hall of Famer Andre Johnson, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. So I think he did a lot better than Kevin Stefanski, in my opinion. Yes, obviously 4 quarterbacks in 1 year is something that's I guess it's good, and he made it to the playoffs. But I still think that DeMeco Ryans should have got it. A few comments in the chat. Arthur says Jalen Carter didn't play as much in the second half as he should have. Arthur, I'm trying to defend you here as a Giants fan. Like, sheesh. Eagles disappointed me so much. Check out the episode Rose Gold Dirty. You'll hear everything you need to know about how the Eagles fans feel. And yes, 100%, Arthur, Houston head coach should have won it and shouldn't have been close. That's right. Tell Hollywood Ray what's up.
Hold on. If Jalen Hurts was out, Arthur, and Nick Sirianni had played for 4 different coaches at one, you'd be on here, you'd be texting me, you'd be on social media saying that Nick Sirianni should be Coach of the Year because of how many people y'all lost and still made the playoffs. So stop it.
Are we using a let's not say things we don't mean to someone in the comments?
Yeah, exactly. Let's bring it back. Let's not say things we don't mean. That's where I'm at. Yeah.
Oh, Arthur put nah. I don't think he would have.
Okay. All right. You say so.
Let's see. Comeback Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco.
He deserved it.
The Browns, since we're talking about the Browns a lot. And listen, the Browns got 4 awards in this one. They had Myles Garrett, they had Kevin Stefanski, this one for Joe Flacco, and then they had one for, I didn't even know this was a one unless I've been under a rock. There's an assistant coach of the year award, which is going to former head coach of how many teams? Well, I guess only 2.
No, just Detroit.
Jim Schwartz got that as well. So that's 4 awards for the Brownies. All right, I didn't realize they were that good of a team. But yeah, do you have any problems with comeback player of the year? A lot of people were saying Baker Mayfield because of what he did in Tampa, leading the division title, also with the playoff.
No, that should have been most improved. I don't know about comeback, but most improved.
I mean, you can call it a comeback though.
Yeah,
that's traveling from 3 different teams and well, I guess 3 teams in 2 seasons, and then coming over to the Buccaneers. So
yeah, I mean, he's earned his payday too. So whether it comes from Tampa or somebody else, like he's earned that money. So I thought he was awesome this year. But yeah, listen, when Flacco was on the couch eating chips with his kids, to come off the couch and to give Cleveland a legitimate shot to make the postseason and have a run, he deserves it. Once again, this year had a lot of awards that could have been split between 2 people, and this is another one. Yeah. This is another award. So, but unfortunately, I say you got to give it to one. But yeah, I think Flacco deserved it. Like I said, to come off the couch, no one thought that you could do anything anymore, and he came back and showed, why he was still elite.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if Joe Flacco can come off the couch, I guess Phillip Rivers can too. But yeah, Arthur says Flacco deserves comeback player of the year, absolutely. And I'm thinking he's saying with this Will Anderson Jr., where he was on the 2nd pick and 3rd pick in last year's draft. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, also too, no offense to DeMar Hamlin, which obviously scary story, but you didn't really play a lot of games. You weren't even on the roster for certain games.
Ouch.
I mean, I'm not trying to
no. I'm being ouch. How can you say that, Aaron? How can you say that?
But being a comeback player of the year, you have to play. I get that, but you gotta play the game. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, all these irrational people. He almost died. He should have been coming. It's like, relax.
Yeah, I mean, if he played, he probably would have won it, but he didn't. Also, too, Tommy Cutlets got an award. I didn't even realize it was an award. It was like the best signature, something like that. I don't even know.
He should have won the Jeremy Lin Award. That's what it was. Are you kidding me?
No, I've actually said that on Feeling Blue. We've definitely said that as his Lynn Sandy moment. Yeah, so I'm not gonna throw any shade on that one.
Can you imagine if y'all made the fucking playoffs with him though? I'd have been fucking sick. I'd have been sick.
The script wouldn't have worked. The script
it would have. Now they'd be like all the Italian mobsters. Hey, you know what the fucking do, right? You know what the fucking do.
Listen,
it's not that 2 minute mark. You better throw that pass a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. I'm gonna break your mother's knees. It's just like whoa.
It's not the first time the Italian mafia has gotten involved in sports. There is that ESPN 30 for 30 where they were betting. I believe it was on college basketball games.
Mm-hmm.
I believe around there, but I don't know if that was the Boston mafia or if it was the Italian. I think it was a little bit of both. But
yeah, probably.
That would have been crazy. But before we jump into the Hall of Fame real quick, make sure you like, subscribe, follow That's My Sports on YouTube. Obviously, if you're watching the replay and or watching the live stream, we do answer all comments, which is what you've been seeing. And also some news around the NFL/college. The Chargers are trying to get Navarro Bowman to be their, I believe, linebackers coach. Chip Kelly's going to Ohio State, so that's going to be probably one of the fastest teams in the league. I can't think. I just happened to is one of the offensive coordinator for Alabama is going to be the offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. So I think Kalen DeBoer needs to go find some other people now. And I think because of Washington 30-day period, I think most of his staff is going to go up to Seattle actually, which is kind of interesting. But let's get into the Hall of Fame real quick before we end this. So obviously the Hall of Fame came and went. We got our guys in here. We got Julius Peppers, Patrick Willis, Andre Johnson, finally, Devin Hester, finally, Dwight Freeney, Steve McMichael, and Randy Gradishar. So
Man, good old Randy. Man,
I know, right?
Randy, my
look,
God.
Look at that Bronco orange, though. Can the Broncos go back to this 80s look? I mean, come on. Let's get it together, people. Do you have anybody that you think that should have been in the Hall of Fame? Or is this list fine for you?
No, I'm fine with this. Petrol was one of the best of his days. I wish his career was a little bit longer.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dude was a monster in the middle. Could have been our era Ray Lewis. You know, well, we grew up with Ray Lewis, but I'm saying like he could have been another Ray Lewis type. Listen, Julius Peppers, man. Talk about a guy who dominated from day one. Was very scared of him in that New England Super Bowl. Was happy for him that he finally got one with Green Bay later in his career. Dope player. Obviously, listen, Andre Johnson was the epitome of consistency. Didn't matter who he played with. He, obviously was a U legend, Houston, Texas legend, NFL legend now. And he finally got his ring. He got his ring now. Same thing with Hester. I mean, you think about that one player, Devin Hester, you are ridiculous. I'm glad that they rewarded a special teams guy, because I feel like that gets thrown away at times. Matthew Slater, when he is up, should be first ballot as well. To me, him and Devin Hester are the two best special team players we've ever seen. And it's not close.
And you're taking out Coach Prime. Wow.
I'm talking about solely though, fully he became, you know what I'm saying? I mean Hester did some other stuff, but it's like,
Devin Hester, who was originally a cornerback at Miami and got drafted as a cornerback for the Bears, and then he actually, if people remember, he actually switched to receiver. I believe it was his third year in the league, but
but we know him as a return guy. Like he was Cordell Patterson on steroids. Like you know what I'm saying? So like that's what that is. So happy for Hester. Good old Randy. We don't know who the fuck Randy was, but good old Randy. And then Dwight Freeney. We saw, I saw him up close and personal. Battling my Patriots, for many years, and the best spin move ever.
Absolutely. And has great workouts. I used to do it in my 20s. Mm-hmm. You just type in Dwight Freeney workouts. He has some great workouts that'll definitely help out your core, and your shoulders have straps.
Yeah. So he was great in the era where it was like Peyton Manning doesn't have any help on defense. Well, him, Mathis, Sanders,
Bob Sanders, yep.
So they he did his thing. So congrats to the whole class of 2024.
Yeah, a few comments in here. Let's see. Arthur says Ohio State better win next year. Yeah, exactly. With all the transfers coming to them. Yeah, it's Ryan Day. It's not going to happen. A little controversial. Well, not really.
He'll get it next year. He'll get it next year.
Should have been in. Yep, that's obviously. I was actually looking at this comment. That's why it's a controversial. A little controversial. Reggie Wayne better than Andre Johnson.
What?
That is definitely a little controversial right there.
What?
Wow.
Come on.
Wow.
Wait. Come on, man.
He just used a Chris Carter. Come on, man.
What do you think Andre Johnson would have did with Peyton Manning?
Oh, he would have been a lot better.
No, I'm waiting. You better respond. I'm like, but respond because you on here. What would Andre Johnson have done with Peyton Manning, Arthur? I'm gonna wait for that comment. We're not getting off this. So you call. I want to hear anybody else that's listening to this right now. What would Andre Johnson have done with Peyton Manning? Reggie Wayne better than Andre Johnson. Are you kidding me? Cut it out.
And also too,
he wasn't the best team on his team. How you gonna say? Oh my God!
Yeah, and Antonio Gates should have been in the Hall of Fame as well. I mean, can we really get rid of Randy Gradishar? I mean, come on, it's Randy Gradishar, people. But no, I think
Gates and who else he say? He said Gates and Wayne will be in next year though. They'll be in.
Yeah,
Reggie Wayne's the Hall of Famer, but he's not.
The same thing, but Reggie Wayne a better route runner and more consistent.
Pull up the numbers, Arthur.
Yep, I will pull up right now. I'm gonna.
Oh my God, I that's crazy.
Oh boy, here we go.
But I'm glad you said the same thing because you know the talent that man is. Better than Andre Johnson. I can't believe you, Arthur. That's
So the last time I put a Dean Bulldog as my background here.
yeah. Oh my God.
All right, we'll start with Reggie first because
he wasn't even the best receiver on his team. Like, how can we say that? Like, that's crazy to me.
Oh boy,
that's wild.
Let's see. We'll do Reggie Wayne first. So here's Reggie. So career 1,070 receptions, 14,345 yards, 82 touchdowns. Led the league once in receiving with 1,510 back in 2007.
Okay.
And let's see, the most TDs he's ever had was 12.
Okay.
So then we'll go.
Yeah, no, like beast,
Andre.
Like beast.
Hopefully. Andre, 1,062 receptions, 70 touchdowns, 14,185. And so he led the league twice in receiving, 1,575, 1,569, back to back. Yep. And the most TDs he's ever had is 9. Oh, right, I forgot he was with Indy and then Tennessee. Oh man.
Right, but this was him as the man though, like as the man, not the number 2, as the man. Reggie Wayne was never the man. He was always number 2. Reggie Wayne's probably a top 3 number 2 of all time. I'll say that. I'll concede to that. But he wasn't the best receiver on his team. So how was he better than the guy that was number 1 in his whole career?
I think if Reggie was the man, it would probably be
I'm pointing out. My head's always into the freaking camera. He gets to Indianapolis, and at age 34 has 106
right here. Here's the stats right here. 5.
Are you kidding me? Oh, pull up. You got Reggie Wayne's on mine still. You still got Reggie Wayne's on mine still.
Oh, okay. Let me just stop sharing on Reggie then. Go to Andre. Okay. Right there. 503. Which I don't know why it's doing that. But okay, Andre.
Yeah, Reggie has some great season.
Andre right here, 503. Why is it? I don't care about TripAdvisor.
Right.
There you go. 4 touchdowns. That's what Andrew Luck. So.
Right. So okay. All right.
Okay, here we go. See, I thought, but just because he had Peyton Manning, he would have done the same with the QBs Andre Johnson had. Yes, they are both from the U, which is fine.
Right, but I'm like, but no, wait.
Don't knock him because he was never the man, Rayshawn. Jeez.
So Reggie Wayne is Chris Carter, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, though. But he was never the man.
And this is a guy who had Derek Carr.
Right. Derek Carr, Matt Schaub. Come on. Matt Schaub actually had some Pro Bowls, but like Derek Carr.
Yeah,
Derek
compared
Carr.
to Peyton Manning. I mean, come
on. I'm just saying when you are next to Marvin Harrison getting 143 receptions in a season, I'm just saying. He actually again an awesome number 2.
Chris Carter is better and probably have the best hands in the history of wide receivers.
What, better than Reggie Wayne? Yeah, okay. Say that. Oh yeah, definitely his hands.
Chris Carter, top 5 wide receiver of all time. He's such a top 5 receiver that it took him his last year of eligibility to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't know about top 5. We could say top 10. I don't know about top 5 though.
I mean, the top 3, and if you're thinking is Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens,
that is the 3.
Larry Fitzgerald is number 4.
4, yep.
And then you could a toss up at 5. I think could be anything.
So wait, I know we're gonna go past the hour now. I know we are, but is Reggie Wayne better than Larry Fitzgerald? Arthur.
And Larry Fitzgerald had Ryan Lindley as his quarterback.
Pull up Larry Fitzgerald's numbers.
All right. Let me see.
We're gonna talk about NBA trade deadline too before we get out of here too, because I'm like I wanted to get into that. It don't have to be long, but I wanted to get into that too. But this now, I'm like he got me going with this. I want to see, So Larry Fitzgerald.
Okay. I'll stop sharing on
And just so y'all know, this could be a thing every time we get on. If y'all just actually sit there and watch the show, we can have back and forth banter.
Yep. So Larry Fitzgerald, 1432 for receptions,
Okay.
17,492 yards, 121 touchdowns, and he has more catches than drops in the NFL.
Crazy.
Something like that. It was like that weird stat. And this guy's had John Skelton, Ryan Lindley. Yes, he had Kurt Warner for a little bit. He even went into the slot role, 1,000 yards in the slot role right here. I mean, his last year, it is what it is last year, but led the league twice in touchdowns, 12 and 13. Led the league twice in receptions. I mean, this is just great. The most I think he's ever had for receiving is the 1431, which is in 2008 when we went to the Super Bowl. But I mean, that guy literally had no quarterbacks.
And on top of that, too, yes, they didn't win.
He's not, Rayshawn. He is not.
Thank you. Okay, just want to make sure because I didn't want to make sure we was getting too crazy. Larry Fitzgerald is also one of the best postseason performers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He just once again there wasn't enough time. There was too much time on the clock because that touchdown he scored should have been the game winner. Like, it was over. That 23-16, 2 minutes left, whatever. But
you can't compare a guy who has a Heisman Trophy winner, or almost. Is Larry Fitzgerald to Reggie Wayne?
Oh,
I'm assuming.
No, but wait, no. He wasn't the best receiver on his team. That's all I was saying. I didn't say the man wasn't a legend. I didn't say he wasn't a hell of a player. That's not what I was saying. To me, Andre Johnson was the man his whole career, just about. That to me, we can't compare that. That's hard, you know. But Reggie Wayne would have been a number one in many other spots. I can agree to that. But I'm taking Andre Johnson. I'm taking the guy that he was getting the double team every time, and he still produced. But Reggie was phenomenal. Chris Carter phenomenal. But yeah, like I said, give me. But like you said, it's Jerry, Randy, T.O., Fitz, and then whoever you want to put at 5.
I mean, you could put Marvin Harrison at 5 over Reggie.
Yeah, of course I would. He was the man. He was the man. So
he sees where you're coming from, Arthur. But to me, he's better than Andre Johnson.
Yeah. I mean, I bet you. I mean, granted, they was on the same team, so I bet they had no conversation. What?
Yeah.
Who's better than Marvin Harrison?
I think he's talking about Marvin Harrison's better
than Andre Johnson.
I think so.
Yes.
We know that. That's
you said Reggie Wayne. Marvin Harrison, yes, sure, absolutely. You said that Reggie Wayne was better than Andre Johnson. And to me, that's just not true. But we can have difference of opinion. But let's get into the trade deadline real quick though.
Yep. So actually, I mean, not really breaking, but just happened 24 minutes ago. Obviously, Spencer Dinwiddie was traded to Toronto for Dennis Schroeder. They cut him and is now signed with the Los Angeles Lakers, which is we all kind of knew because he was sitting next to Rob Pelinka last night. So Spencer Dinwiddie is officially a Los Angeles Laker.
Okay, I like that move for him off the bench. I like that.
I figured they were going to do that once I saw that he got bought out. I was thinking either him or Joe Harris.
No, Joe Harris, he's done. He's washed. He's done.
Wow. Not even like a Kyle Korver role where you just sit in the corner.
But he's not even with Kyle. Like Kyle Korver was so good into his late 30s. Like I knew Korver was good when AI stamped him at the All-Star game. He was like, that white boy can shoot it. He's a bad man. Like so. You knew he would have a decent career after that, but yeah. So no, yeah. I mean, Joe Harris hasn't been the same since he got that $80 million deal a few years ago.
Yeah. Also, in the trade deadline, before we wrap up, a lot of big things happened. The biggest trade I think happened is Xavier Tillman going to the Celtics. Let's go. Breaking up the band in Memphis.
Yeah, I mean, nice little depth piece. Like, I like the Jaden Springer move too. I think that's a, you just look like someone that can defend. But, I remember seeing him, and he came here in the postseason, and he had blocked Tatum shot a couple times. He had stole the ball from Jaylen Brown. So, definitely a good defender right now. It's just a matter of can he catch up offensively. But yeah, with Tillman, I feel like they may get from him what they were looking from with Grant, or they were thinking we were missing what we had with Grant. Let's get somebody that could fill that role. That's a little bit bigger. He's not the shooter that Grant can be at times, but everything else that Grant does, he does at a decent level. So,
Well, it's funny that you talk about Grant Williams because he was also traded from the Mavericks to the Charlotte Hornets for PJ Washington, and apparently he left some sour taste in the Mavericks' mouths. I didn't
not
expect that
that's
from
not a
Grant
shocker.
Williams, but
He does a lot. And I'm not speaking out of left field. For those that have watched the show and the other show I'm on, Missing the Point, you know that I work at TD Garden. I've met Grant Williams on a few occasions. He is
I guess
weird.
Grant Williams is
He
weird.
is. He is. He's very talkative. He would talk your ear off. Once again, even as a security guard, there was times that you would come on to warm up and I'd be out there on the court and he would talk. He would talk. I remember I got in trouble because me and him were talking. And I'm just like, I said, how y'all get mad at me? Because he came and spoke to me. He came up to me, tapped me on the shoulder, and said, "What's up, big dog?" And we talked about 5 or 6 minutes. And y'all mad
Wow.
about that? He came up to me. I said, y'all, like I went back to that locker room and said, "What up, Greg? Can we talk for a minute?" That's not what fucking happened. But anyways, that's a whole nother thing for the day. But I'm like, so some of y'all listen to it from TD. I'm like, y'all probably laughing because y'all remember that when that happened. I was hot about that. But
Yep,
anyway,
this one was definitely underrated as well. Gordon
yeah,
Hayward to
very
the
good move.
Thunder. I
Very
thought that
good
was
move.
really good. I talked about it on CPNY Sports' trade deadline special the other day. I thought that was really good on them. And what do you think about this one? The Knicks made 2 great pickups. I was talking to Chris on the live stream saying that you're a little nervous for the Knicks, but not really. Not really though. Like they made some good moves, good 3-point shooters.
I'm nervous
Yeah,
about the
you're a
Knicks.
little nervous they're creeping up on the Celtics, but I
Um,
mean,
Not I wouldn't say nervous, but I respect what's going on down there. Um, to me,
can we finally say that Leon
I like the
Rose is
OG move better than
better?
this. Say it again.
I was gonna say, can we say that Leon Rose is better than Donnie Walsh?
Well, I mean, whatever at Donnie Walsh though, because there was a
Knicks
time
era.
when
No, Knicks
oh,
era.
okay, yeah.
Knicks
So
era.
gotcha. Oh yeah. Okay. Um, yeah. I mean, he's starting to really bring them back to prominence. Um, I think they won 10 out of 12. I think they've won now, or 10 out of 11.
Yeah, and sorry to cut you off, but yes, the OG Anunoby I think was a lot better than this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Alec Burke moves were predictable because he had already played there, and he knows Tibbs, and he's someone that can get a bucket off the bench, and they needed that with losing quickly. But yeah, I love the Bogdanovich move though, love it, because he can get 25 at any given moment, and I
Absolutely.
think they have enough scoring around Brunson now that they can hold off and wait to maybe rest Randall a little bit more. I think the injury actually was a blessing in disguise because I feel like he always runs out of gas come playoff time. So I think maybe in this rehab, he's able to rest his body. He can recover. He get a little bit stronger, get his conditioning better, and then really become what he is in the regular season, but only in the playoffs. Because once again, when you get 22, 10, and 5, that's hard to do. I don't care if it's regular season. I don't care if it's playoffs. I don't care if it's preseason. Like when you're getting those type of numbers, it is hard to replace. So yeah, he's been awesome. But yeah, Leon Rose and company have done what they need to do to make them more formidable. He gets guys that fits Tibbs' personality, and those guys play hard. And Cleveland's another team that people need to be looking out for. But at the same time, Cleveland would just be a really good regular season story.
Yes.
They won't make it past the second round.
I thought they should have traded Isaac Okoro to kind of get like more offense because obviously yes, he's a good defender. I just feel like offensively, like where's it going? I think he's averaging at least 8 And it's like, yeah, cool, you can defend well, but it's
Right.
Cleveland needs to push this needle, especially if Donovan Mitchell's unhappy in Cleveland, or maybe he's not.
Right.
But
Yeah,
you're going to
facts.
lose Donovan Mitchell if you're not getting past the first, second round, because that's why he left Utah. So I feel like they should have did that. Also, too, the Pat Bev to the Bucks is just putting a big open wound, a small bandit at a big open wound. He's not a true Holiday. He's not even Houston or even LA Clipper. Pat Bev, I think he's lost a little bit of a step. So I'm not sure where you're going to get that defensively. Yes, he's played with Doc Rivers, but again, it's an okay move. Love what the Mavericks were doing though. Which I don't like to say that as a Houston Rockets fan, but PJ Washington's a great one. I believe Daniel Gafford they acquired as well.
Yep.
The very good moves by them, and I was talking about that with Chris. Is who is their third guy? Because it's not Tim Hardaway. He's a good bench guy, but he can't be your third guy in this three-headed monster with Luka, Kyrie, and Tim Hardaway. So I think PJ Washington helps out that factor as well.
Mm-hmm.
I saw with the Sixers when they traded away Daniel House that they're thinking of maybe bring back Kyle Lowry if he gets bought out by the Charlotte Hornets, which I don't think that's a good fit for this 76ers team. Not really sure what they're trying to do, but I think Kyle Lowry is not the answer. Doug McDermott goes back to Indiana.
Yep, saw that.
He was traded, so that's interesting. I guess he just didn't like Pop's system, or maybe he's not. I don't think he was getting a lot of minutes, but
no, he wasn't.
It is what it is. But I'm very surprised that the LA Lakers did not do anything. I thought for sure, because you know how LeBron works around the trade deadline. He could trade away the entire roster to get new guys. I'm surprised they didn't try to go after a Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, or anything of that sort.
I don't think teams, especially when I don't think they were looking to make moves for LeBron like that, because we've already seen that he will never give you assurance that he's going to stay. So if he's not giving you assurance that he's going to stay, why would you make a major move?
Suppose you're right.
If you're Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, and company, why would you put all the chips in when you're not for certain he's going to do another 1+1? You don't know what he's going to.
I thought, is he still on the team for one more year, or is this
no? He's up. He's up.
This is player option year.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, I wouldn't make a move either. So Dinwiddie is a nice enough addition for them to help bolster their bench. So, and I think once again, this team was just in the conference finals last year. Like, it's not like they were a first round exit. They just made the conference finals last year. So if they catch fire, they can get at least the second round. What do you say?
I said team option.
Team option. Oh, team option.
Okay, that makes sense. And Arthur put, who's y'all Eastern Conference final pick? Why would you ask that? You know how Ray is going to say. He's going to say Celtics.
Well, you talk about who's going to be in it, though. But I think I would say I still think it's Celtics Bucks. Like, Milwaukee's getting a lot of disrespect right now. Kind of like how the Clippers got disrespect, and then all of a sudden they caught fire. So let's pump the brakes. So I think it's Celtics Bucks out east, and then I think it's Clippers and Nuggets out west.
I agree with you with the West, except for one, and I think I can see it. I hope so. I wish they kind of did something in the deadline, but they didn't. I think the Sacramento Kings, Western Conference Finals. I think the Clips might take the L on this one, and I'm gonna go.
Wait, you got the Kings being the Clippers in the conference finals? Or you just facing them? You mean?
I think the Nuggets will get there, so I think I'm going to go Nuggets Kings.
Okay.
In the West, and Arthur agrees with you as well. Celtics Bucks for him. I want to go Celtics Knicks. I think that would be a great Eastern Conference final.
I mean, it'll be about time.
With what they're doing, with what their starting five will be when everyone gets out of the injury bug, where you have OG's out for a little bit, Julius Randle's out for a little bit, Jalen Brunson's dealing with a little bit of an ankle. This is kind of the perfect time to, I hate saying this, but being hurt, I think that once they're all healthy, because even that bench is good. Because right now, DiVincenzo is a starting starting two. He can go right back to the bench. Josh Hart is good on the bench. They all work together. I was joking with Chris. I said, why don't they just bring back Mikal Bridges during the trade deadline? Go get Jay Wright. So let's make them the New York Wildcats.
Right. Yeah.
But watch out for the Suns, Arthur. I don't know about that. I don't know if we're watching out for the Suns.
Well, they're
an interesting team, but don't laugh at them like Kings. How dare you? They're a good team. All right, they turn on the fucking Jets.
Jets, yeah.
All right.
No, I think Phoenix they have started to catch fire. They look.
Are they going to stay healthy though?
Well, it's really can Bill stay healthy. I trust Booker and KD. Can Bill stay healthy? That's the problem. We'll see. What the rest of the moves that they who they trade for? Was it one they brought back once? Oh, they got Royce O'Neal, I think, back in the deal.
Yep, they threw like 3 draft picks for him.
Yeah, so but I just think I know that KD liked Royce O'Neal, obviously from his Brooklyn days. So
Knicks are a piece away. Who do they need is the question, Arthur. Who is their missing piece? Drop that in the comments. I'm not even sure. I feel like they're okay. I feel like they're good.
I would say now with the players they have, they can trade some of the pieces now to go get a third star.
Well, who would you want
in the offseason? I mean, I don't want them to get anybody, but if I am a Knicks fan, if I'm putting on CP's cap, I'm trying to think. I would say, well, I don't know about the third star, but I know you're not the biggest fan of him, but I'm a fan of him. I would go ask Minnesota about Karl-Anthony Towns.
Still interesting.
Yep, because
interesting.
I'm not trusting Mitchell Robinson on a nightly basis.
Well, Arthur wants another scorer than Brunson.
Yeah, Karl-Anthony Towns fits that. And once again, that high-low action with him and Julius Randle would be phenomenal. So I would glad, and then now you have your lineup of, it's Brunson. I don't know what the two guys are going to be.
When it comes to the playoffs, teams are going to double him and take the ball out of his hands. Jalen Brunson.
I mean, sure, but he cooked Cleveland last year. They were doubling him. He cooked Miami. They were doubling him. So, I mean, he's going to get his.
Yeah.
Once again, this is about Randle. Randle got to step up and be that guy. Guys like Josh Hart. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he has been inconsistent. Talk about Julius Randle. He has been. But we got to figure something out. So we'll see. They got to figure something. But
well, that concludes another episode of That's My Sports. I'm host of the most I said Hollywood Ray.
Hollywood Cast. You okay? You say
not that Hollywood. I'm the host of the most Aaron Cast here with Hollywood Ray. We will extend an invitation to you, Arthur. Just let us know when you want to be on the show. You can come on during the week. Usually when we try to do it, weekends it kind of depends what's happening. But if you want to ever come on the show, get a little Sixers insight or anything like that, or what you want to do, I appreciate it. We are doing great. Tomorrow we will me and Shay will be on the Shay and Aaron show, talking a little soccer going on, maybe a little Italian league. So check that one out. I believe we're gonna try to do it around like 11 or 11:30. Kind of depends on our schedules. But before we go as well, make sure you like, subscribe, follow my sports on YouTube. Hollywood Ray, what are your final words?
Yeah, no, just thank y'all for listening this far. Once again, thanks for those that commented in. So Aaron and Arthur and
I did comment. Thank you.
You did comment. Yeah. So thanks for chiming in. We appreciate y'all. Once again, 2024 is going to be a great year for us, whether it's online or any other platform that we're on. So just keep chiming in and keep spreading the word. And like I said, I'm excited for my Celtics' new moves. I'm excited to see how the second half of the season unfolds. I'm excited to see my guy JB in the dunk contest. That's gonna be dope. So we'll see how all that goes. But I'm excited for the second half of the year, going into the playoffs. And as always, Black Lives Matter, not just when it's convenient for you.
Yep, absolutely. And also as well, make sure you check out Hollywood Ray's other show that he likes to do, All Boston Sports, Missing the Point. Obviously, we talked about the Shady and Aaron show. That's going to continuing on Sundays. If anyone on here watched it later, if you like the Rangers or Giants like me, I am on CPNY Sports' shows as well, Feeling Blue and Blue Shirts banner. And I'm trying to make sure like and subscribe. Obviously, like I just said, for all of our stuff, whether streaming platforms, YouTube, we do follow back if you follow us on our social media platforms. And this popped up actually on Facebook right now for my memories. Everything you love about America is because of Black people. And as always, Black people matter. So I'm your host, the most, Aaron Cass. He is Hollywood Ray. So we will see you when we see you. Peace.
Tie this game at 60.